Hey guys, this is Whitney Ryan with Whitney Ryan Social Marketing, and today I'm going to take you through and do a little mini Instagram audit for Bergdorf Goodman. Bergdorf's is a huge department store in the luxury market. They're on Fifth Avenue, New York City, and they're very high end. They have lots of designer pieces. And I'm just going to walk you through their page, and I'm going to look at their 3 most popular posts from the last couple of weeks and give you my reasons to why I think they were so successful so that you can kind of apply those lessons to your own business and your own Instagram pages. Alright, so here's photo number 1 that really performed a lot better than the other posts in these last couple of weeks. And the first thing that I noticed right off the bat is the date that it was posted on March 20th, which for those of you that especially are on the East Coast, you know that that's the first day of spring. We've had such a horrible winter. It's just been nothing but snow and freezing cold and wind, and it's just been awful. So the first day of spring, it was actually a really big deal for us. Bergdorf's is on the East Coast too, obviously New York City. So they kind of made use of that and they kind of capitalized on that important day to tie their product into it. And this is really why a content calendar is so important and why it's something that I think is one of the first things you should do to kind of step up your social media game. When you sit down with the calendar, you can put down any important date. You could put down for March the first day of spring. You can put down St. Patrick's Day. You can put down, it's your founder's birthday on March 2nd. Just kind of to lay in front of you any dates that are important to your business or could be important to your customer, and then you have time to plan out these sort of posts. You're not going to be on the way to work and hear on the radio that it's the first day of spring and put together something lackluster. You'll actually have the opportunity to sit down and think about it and say, okay, what would be a good way to tie in my products with this? And it looks like that's what Bergdorf's did. This is not a really super professional photograph. You can see it's a bright sunny yellow pair of shoes with bright sunny yellow flowers to kind of tie in spring. And you can see there's kind of some crunchy brown leaves down at the bottom there. It's not in a particularly nice display, but it's just kind of haphazard. They took a pair of shoes, they put it in with the flowers, boom, they have a really good happy first day of spring post. This particular post, I think, performed so well because it was the first day of spring and because they took their product and their brand and brought it into this springtime energy that was going on. And so when people saw the bright colors and the flowers and the happy first day of spring, they couldn't help but like it and get involved. Okay, so piggybacking off of a popular holiday or an important date or occasion for your audience is one way that you can really enhance your Instagram profile. The second, we're going to scroll up here, and this is a photo whose caption is flirty but always with a bit of an edge. And this is a very done yet undone photo if I've ever seen one. It's just a person. We don't know if she's a model. We don't know if she's a sales associate who's just styling an outfit. We don't know if she's a customer who just came out of the dressing room that looks so great that they had to snap a photo. It's just kind of this anonymous person standing in the store, and that makes it very relatable. There's no shiny black background, there's no perfect lighting. This isn't a very posed set like many of Bergdorf's other Instagram photos are. It's just really casual, and it's almost kind of a behind the scenes look at what a store would look like. And I think that combined with just the universal appeal of the dress is what really led to the success of this post. Instagram is kind of a behind the scenes look into the life of your company and the life of the people in your company. So you should keep that in mind when you are coming up with your Instagram posts and think of some ways that you can give people imperfect looks behind the scenes at what your company's doing. Another tip I wanted to mention before we move on from this photo is how important it is to read through your comments. There were quite a few people who commented and said this would make a really awesome dress for a rehearsal dinner or for a bridal shower. And that is just really, really good feedback. You could repurpose this dress, a couple weeks down the line as we get further into wedding season, and hop on Twitter and you could tweet it out and say, still looking for that perfect rehearsal dinner dress? Look no further. Here's your dream dress. Click here. and you can take them to that dress. So you're getting this really, really juicy feedback in your comments, and it's just important to read through so that you can really take advantage. If you find something that people like, if they're giving you hints and telling you what they want or telling you how they'd like to see a product, just pop it into your content calendar for a way that you can repurpose that content in a different way down the line. And now we will head to the third photo that we're going to look at today. And this photo kind of really has, on the surface, nothing to do with Bergdorf's, which counterintuitively maybe is actually why I think it did so well. This is probably taken in their cafe, so it is somewhat related to the brand, but they're not advertising that it's taken in their cafe, and it doesn't look like they're trying to push sales in the cafe. What they're doing is they're just showing this very beautiful table, very simple and elegant. It has some fruit parfait cups, it has some mimosas in beautiful wine glasses, it has some really nice teacups and saucers down the table. So while it's not necessarily showcasing Bergdorf's goods, it is very on brand, and it's still very high end and still very elegant, which will appeal to their customer base. And the reason why I wanted to point this out is because this is a really useful strategy for you to use in your social media, in Instagram and across all other platforms, is to look for different connection points. Brunch is not related to any sort of Bergdorf sale that they're most likely trying to make. But who doesn't love brunch? There's very few people who would see this picture and they wouldn't want to sit down at that table and eat that food and drink those drinks. So it's just kind of connecting with your audience and showing that you're people outside of just your company and just your brand, that you're actually people that are working there, not just a faceless company. So kind of peppering in these little connection points for things that are still related to your brand, still on message. You know, they're not having a cheap plastic table with McDonald's coffees and a box of Dunkin' Donuts, which would be amazing in its own right, but it wouldn't really be related to Bergdorf's. So this is a very creative way that they've thought to kind of incorporate something that's not quite related, but still make it go along with their personality, which is always important in your social media. So there you have it. Those were 3 of the most popular posts on this Instagram page from the past couple of weeks, and my 2 cents for why I think they kind of stood out from the crowd and why they performed so well. So if you liked this, please let me know. I would love to take a look at some other brands. So if you have anything that you're interested in or that you'd kind of like to figure out why they do what they do and what works and what doesn't, feel free to put it in the comments. It would be great to kind of explore something that you guys are interested in. And if you would like to grab a copy of the content calendar that I've mentioned a couple times, it really is the best tool, I think, for you to start organizing and streamlining your social media. And I have a free copy that you can download, and it's at whitneyryan.com/calendar freebie. And you can just download it right there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.